What's up, everybody? I hope you all are wonderful. Welcome to episode number 29 of Fight Briefing. Yes. Gonna get a soundbite there for Fight Briefing so that whenever I say welcome, I can just say, or have one of the audience members say, Fight Briefing. Yes. Hope everybody's wonderful tonight.
Wonderful.
We're here for UFC Vegas 9. Going on, Overeem versus Sakai is the main event here, and I'm kind of excited for this card, actually. I haven't been hating on a lot of the cards lately, and I think I have the same kind of mentality that Moss has, which is we're getting fights during a pandemic, so, you know, you get what you pay for, or not pay for. You get what they can offer. I don't fucking know. Let's see who's in the chat real quick, and then we're gonna go into the fights for the Saturday. Fist bump says Matt Stone. You're wonderful says Marker. Flat Earth says no ponytail. What's up, Drunk Savage? Nightbot with the fist pumps. Vigo Stockham. JBH with the pig face. Thanks, Vigo. Flat Earth Deacon says Plandemic. The double champ, Marker. Carper Tom, wonderful. Aiden Oliveras in the chat says, yo, JBH. All right, guys. So, here's the dealio. We're going to go over the main card for tonight. The first UFC show of September. So, I'm pretty excited about that. It is taking place in Las Vegas again. I don't really know when they're planning on going back to Abu Dhabi. Might have to look into that. They probably already have a date set, but I have not looked into anything. But this is UFC Fight Night 176 or UFC Vegas 9. Or UFC on ESPN, whatever the fuck you want to call it, guys. It's Overeem versus Sakai. The card is a little bit strange. There's been a lot of people who have kind of fallen off of the card for COVID reasons, and then last minute fill-ins and things like that. So, but overall, it's nothing to complain about, in my opinion. Let's talk about who's on the main card over here. The first fight for Saturday night, Thiago Moises versus Jalin Turner. And then we've got Brian Kelleher versus Kevin Natividad is the second fight of the card. Michel Pereira is the third fight against Zelim Imadaev. I have a lot to say on this one. Sijara Eubanks versus Karol Rosa. And by the way, this is a 6-fight main card, which is interesting too, because the last couple fight nights, I believe we've had 5-fight main cards. So this is nice to see 6 fights again. OSP versus Alonzo Menifield. This fight was already supposed to happen. It got moved. OSP got booted off the card on the original fight, so they moved it over here. And it is the co-main event again. Alistair Overeem versus Augusto. Sakai is your main event for the evening. All right, let me pop this over here, guys, and give you your fighters. Oh, there we go. Thiago Moises versus Jalin Turner is the first fight on the card on the main card for Saturday night. And listen, I'm excited for this fight. I'm not like jumping up and down for it, but I'm excited. I think it can be a pretty heavy clash that we've got here. And it's a pretty classic introduction of styles.
Merry Christmas.
My name is Troll, and I'm a special hole. I'm shirtless and alone again. Internet is my only friend.
It's Christmas, hooray!
I sit and watch MMA. No girlfriend this year, but I have my hand. Sit in front of computer, making fun of people. No avatar to hide my gremlin face. Oh yes, it's Christmas, I am so hideous. Maybe Santa will bring me a pocket pussy.
Roberto.
Points Mystic, Playful Face, Hi JBH.
Yeah, son of a bitch. What's up, Roberto? Thank you for the $12 donation. Holy guacamole. I was just about to quit this show because it doesn't bring in any money, and here comes Roberto. Whew! Making me sweat over here. Thank you, Roberto. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Now, I have a pretty sharp impression on this fight that Moises is going to want to take this fight to the ground. He is pretty good. He's a pretty decent striker, but I have a feeling he's going to try and make himself shine in this fight. And in order to do that, he should go to the ground because he's got insane ground game. And especially against Turner, who is definitely more of a striker. 8 of his last 9 wins were by KO. So the guy likes to stay on the feet. And I think Moises knows that. And this is a typical
Shopping
one on the
during
feet,
a
one on the ground.
pandemic.
Carper Tom.
Wasn't sure if to donate tonight or tomorrow, but I decided on tonight. Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Hope you and Moss are doing wonderful, wonderful. Sup, Alex, double champ, drunk, Mark, flat, and Mike Aiden.
Whoa, Carper Tom. We are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you for the donation. Whew. I gotta go and oh shit. Oh, I almost timed out Marker. Sorry. I clicked the wrong button. Don't worry, Marker, you're still there. So yeah, this is a pretty typical fight, guys. One guy's good on the feet, one guy's good on the ground, so you're gonna see that clash of styles and the typical type of thing that you would see in a pretty decent fight. So Turner's gonna try and keep it on the feet. He's a relatively decent striker. But don't forget, Moises is a good striker too. He just looks better on the ground. Turner actually debuted against Vicente Luque, which was surprising, and because Luque was presumably larger than him. So it's pretty clear that Turner's not afraid to take on an extremely tough opponent, but we have to keep in mind that he did lose that fight. So listen, and then for Vola, Turner fought, and he's an excellent fighter, but the truth is that he isn't on the same level as Moises when it comes to grappling. So something Turner's going to have to really look out for is those takedown attempts if he wants any chance of winning this fight. It is what it is. I mean, it's just kind of how the fight's going to go for the first main card event, but it's not going to be a horrible fight in my opinion. I think it's going to be a pretty decent fight. So bottom line, this isn't to say that Turner doesn't have the chance on the feet. I just don't see the fight staying there. If it does, then Turner can put his athleticism and his explosiveness to good use. But the chances that Turner obviously has a puncher's chance here are pretty slim, in my opinion. He is athletic. He's explosive. He hits hard. He knows how to finish. But I feel like the gap between the two are a little bit wider on the feet. So I'm going to say Moises by submission. I'm going to say he takes him to the ground and he's going to fucking destroy his ass. Let me know who you guys have in the chat. Turner or Moises? Moises, not Moises. Moises. Let's see over here. Double champ. Mike H says, Ashley Lane's up. Wonderful, wonderful. Mike H says, Carper Tom with the booby.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Oh, Roberto.
JBH, I'm sorry for my behavior the past week. I don't con what's coming over me. Maybe it's because my birthday is coming up and I'm older and I need a girl like you. And I jealous of Moss, but I'll try to be better and I love D-Rest.
Yikes. Fake Gary up in the donations tonight. Fake Gary in the donations. But I still accept your apology, Gary, because real Gary won't do it. So, appreciate it. Thank you. All right, guys. Moving on to the next fight. Actually, I didn't see who you guys have. Let me go back to see who you guys have. All right, we got Turner, Moises, Alex,
Super chat.
Roberto.
Your opinion is always respected and valuable. Don't forsake us.
Don't forsake you guys. According to a certain critic in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck him. Listen, I'm not gonna leave. I'm not going anywhere. It was tempting for a little bit because, you know, we gotta put our time into work that's gonna make money, and this show sometimes doesn't do that. It's just like a freebie show, I guess, for everybody. All right, guys. Let me go into who you guys had for that fight, and then we will go into the next fight. Let's see. Alex, Moises submission easy. Turner says Carper Tom. D-Rest. I got Moises submission round 2, Aiden. Fake Gary, thanks. I'm pulling for Josie's because he follows my art Insta. That's wonderful, wonderful. I got Moises 200, but the betting way to go is Turner. Moises did not impress me against Johnson. Moises got dominated, only landed 1 strike in round 1, while Turner is a fast starter and a weight bully. Turner says Carper Tom. Okay, guys. Let's move on to the next fight over here. Kelleher versus Natividad. Now, Moss is kind of making fun of Kelleher a little bit because nobody really gets super excited for Brian Kelleher. I kind of disagree. Sometimes I get a little excited for him. But I guess to each his own, right? The fight was put together on the last week's notice. 1 week. I believe. And Kelleher was supposed to face Ricky Simone, but Ricky Simone was forced off the card because one of his cornermen tested positive for COVID. So they ended up finding a new dance partner for Kelleher, which is Natividad, or Kevin. And I don't mind this fight. I really don't mind this for a last-minute fight. Now, obviously, I'm swaying one way over the other because it is a week. But Kelleher, I think Kevin has a tough opponent in terms of striking here. Kelleher is an extremely heavy hitter. He's also got a history of knockouts throughout his career, which sort of helped him in the odds. Now, one thing I did find interesting is the fact that Kelleher has moved up. He's naturally a 135er, so it's going to be interesting to see how he kind of manages against a more natural 145er in Kevin. Another thing to keep in mind is how well-rounded Kelleher can be. He's got quite a few submissions in his career as well, so he can be pretty sneaky in all areas, and I think that a lot of people are going to recognize that in this fight in particular. Natividad, or Kevin. Can I just call him Kevin? Do I have to call him by his last name? Kevin. I feel like first of all, he's appearing in his UFC debut in this fight on a week's notice. It's a little difficult for me to want to lean in his direction for those two reasons in particular. But on top of that, based on footage I've been able to see of him, I'm actually rather enticed by this fight. Kevin is a pretty solid fighter in terms of striking. On the feet, he seems like he can give Kelleher a run for his money. Now, I do worry he does have more of that Lawler approach where he likes to come into fights quick and rush, and he likes to throw wildly and just kind of take every opportunity that he has with the striking, and that could be extremely dangerous, or it could pose a threat if Kelleher takes that punishment and then decides to counter. It could be easy for Kevin to get clipped. One thing I do know about him is that he has the ability to take damage as well, so he might not fall as easy as I'm assuming. I feel that given Kevin came into this fight on a week's notice, we're not going to see a ready fighter here. Kelleher is most likely going to come in swinging, take the fight to the ground, show off that pristine ground game, and then he's going to pick out his opponent for a submission. So I'm going to go Kelleher by submission in the second. Thank you. The picture. Oh, we don't have anybody here. Look at this. Kevin is a ghost face. All right, guys, let me know who you guys have in the chat. Kelleher or Natividad? All right. Moss gonna walk in the room and change the picture for Jess. Yeah, sometimes it's easy to forget. You know, you get caught up in the moment. It's easy to forget. Tell the guy on the couch to tell JPH to change the pic. Wow, Kelleher by sub. Risky. Listen, first of all, I've been known for risky picks. I'm certainly not known for the person who wins goat milk, but I don't know. It's just maybe it's just like a gut instinct on this one. So I'm gonna go with it. Hold on, I gotta fix something over here, guys. My apologies. Thank you. All right, let's go back to the chat. Tell the guy. I already read that one. Torn between Kelleher round 2, TKO, and sub. I think Kelleher has too much experience, and all Kevin's been fighting is bums. Was hard for me to find tape on Kevin. Justin, I can post some on the website. I found some. I can't remember where it was, but I did find some on Kevin. I can post on the website if you'd like me to. He's a great striker, but I'm with you. Like, I feel that Kelleher is just a little more experienced, and for this guy to come in on his debut, no less, against a pretty decent fighter, and then come in on a week's notice, I'm ready.
Hey, I can see your underwear. Put your boobies in the air, flapping like I just don't care. Can I lick your pubic hair? Snap a picture, time to share. Choke my meat vision impaired. Filthy mind, I need a prayer. Pervert cameraman, beware.
Pervert cameraman.
Show them tits.
Pervert cameraman.
$10 tip.
Pervert cameraman.
Ariani Celeste.
Pervert cameraman.
Show them breasts.
Boobies. Marker, what's up?
JBH, I predict that belt will be back around your waist tomorrow night. And don't even mention cancelling fight briefing ever again.
Okay, I won't ever mention it again. I hope you're right, Marker. That was torture. Writing a letter to Tyron Woodley. That was torture for me. So I hope you're right. I don't think I can handle another loss on that wheel. All right, guys, let's move on to the next fight. Michel Pereira versus Zelim Imadaev. Guys, All right. Now, I think a lot of you guys already know how I feel about this fight. I'm going to start off by saying, and I've said it before, I am not the biggest fan of... Hold on. Oh! Drop the ants alone in the chat! Drop the mic, he's in the chat!
Ants alone! Ants alone! Michael ants alone! Ants alone! Michael ants alone! Watch out, here he comes with the wrench friend, heart and soul of the holes, Mrs. Steely girlfriend. Time out trolls, welcome to the dead end. Cock so big that you can't even comprehend. Bust and groan, making bitches moan on the timestamp throne while the chat room's stoned. Hold up, save the show, for the tales will be told about Michael Anzalo.
Woo, Roberto!
Alex, it's the first of the month. Shop rent and mortgage payments limited for a showdown, but points mystic for sure.
Wait, so does this mean I'm gonna win, Roberto? Does this mean that you're not gonna come in and save Mystic Moss's life? Oh!
Wonderful.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll take it. If that's what it means. I could be wrong, but I'm hoping that's what it means. All right, shout out to Michael Anzalo. Up in the sky over there. All right, guys. Michel Pereira. Hold on. What is going on tonight?
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd. Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd. Got MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd.
I'll go easy on you then, Roberto. Smiley face.
Alex Lovell going easy on Roberto. Don't let him fool you, Alex, because Roberto's done this before. And then he comes in and he throws this bomb at Mystic Moss, and I end up losing or almost losing.
Super chat.
Roberto.
I respect the opinions of the MMA-Hole chat. It pays.
It pays. That's right, Roberto. It pays. All right, guys, getting a little off here. Thank you so much for the donations tonight, guys, by the way. Making this show worth it. Mwah. Love you guys. Okay, Michel Pereira versus Zelim Imadaev. I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to start by saying, and I've said it before, so I know a lot of people are probably already familiar with it. I am not the biggest fan of Pereira's acrobats inside the cage. Now, I know some fans do find it entertaining, but I would watch the Olympics if I wanted to see gymnastics. I want to see a normal fight. I don't want to see someone flipping around and doing stupid shit like a fucking retarded lunatic. All right? Now, this is my opinion. I know some people do enjoy it, but not me. Now, with as much as I'm not a fan of seeing his style in the chat, what the fuck? Oh, God. With as much as I'm not a fan of seeing his style in the cage, he does have the ability to show some weaknesses on his opponents because of his fucking insanity. In his fight against Diego Sanchez, Diego looked massively hittable in that fight. And he didn't really offer a lot of offense. He'd rather open up in an attempt to finish him. Pereira preferred to try all kinds of crazy offense that obviously didn't work. But it did show some semblance of weaknesses, and I think if Pereira can just focus on the fight and stop focusing on giving a show, I think he has a lot of opportunity in there, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. Now, that being said, he's clearly a very dangerous fighter when he can successfully rush his opponents in the beginning of the fight. We did see against Tristan Connolly. Now, Connolly did win, but against Tristan Connolly, he did rush Connolly in the beginning. And Connolly did seem a little off by it and a
Shopping
little unprepared.
during a pandemic.
D-Rest.
I love me, I mean you, I mean Gary, I mean the chat holes, I mean retarded lunatic.
What? I love me, I mean you, I mean Gary, I mean the chat holes, I mean retarded lunatic. All right, thank you, D-Rest. I see we've got some fakers in the chat, but it's okay. All right, guys, let's move on. What was I talking about now? Guys, got a little distracted here. We're talking about Pereira. I said if Pereira can stay focused, right?
Shopping during a pandemic.
What is going on tonight?
JBH is once again manipulating us out of our money by threatening to cancel fight briefing.
Stop it.
JBH is a crafty one lol.
Shut up.
Why is the whiskey always gone? Proceeds to stand up. Oh yeah, that's why. Sean O'Malley is 12-1.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Drunk Savage. Yes, that's me. I am manipulating you guys again. All right, guys. If Pereira can stay focused and stop with the antics in the show and everything like that, I think that he can stand a chance in this fight, but I don't see him doing that. I think, because he even said in one of his interviews leading up to this fight that he has intentions on putting on another show. So it is what it is. When it comes to Imadaev, the question for me is whether Imadaev has enough to survive Pereira's early rush. Because you know that's what Pereira is going to do. And in his fight against Max Griffin, he did get pretty dominated, and he didn't have the ability to kind of stand that. He had some flashy moments, but overall it was clear that Griffin was in it to win it for that fight. So Imadaev suffered some pretty nasty KOs, one against Roberts, who, if we're using MMA math, Pereira beat Roberts, so it's only fitting that Pereira beats Imadaev, who lost to Roberts. So bottom line for this fight, guys, I do believe there's a reason that the UFC keeps pushing Pereira. I believe it has to do with the show and the acrobats and the flashiness that he's got going on. He is showy. He's got that knockout power. Like I said, if he can focus on fighting and not flipping around, I think that he would be a great guy to push up. I'm going to go with Pereira by KO, simply because I do think Imadaev won't be able to handle that rush in the beginning, and I don't think he'll be able to handle the type of striking and craziness that Pereira's going to throw at him. So I'm going to go Pereira by KO TKO in the first. Let me know who you guys have in the chat. Hold on, let me turn on the fan. 1 second, guys.
Gaylord.
Whew, getting spicy in here. Spicy. All right. Let's see who you guys have in the chat over here. It's science, biatch. Gary says salty balls are Gary Ann. Whatever that means. No fight IQ or cardio. Mitchell KO. Justin Jr. Mitchell Pereira seemed more reserved against Sanchez. Less crazy. I think he's finally starting to take it seriously. But do not bet on him. I'm still trying to figure out if he's trying to entertain or win. Listen, I've already made up my mind about him, Justin. The guy is trying to entertain for sure. He said it. There was an interview, and maybe I can link this as well on the website for you after the show. There was an interview that he did leading up to this fight where he was saying that he has every intention to put up the show. He has every intention to do his silly antics, and because he feels that that's what the audience wants. Not what I want, but apparently people like it, so he's going to do it again. And I can't stand it. Listen, I'm cool if you want to put on a show. Like Adesanya came out dancing and shit, and there's people like Conor McGregor. He puts on a little bit of a show before the fight, but during the fight. Don't fucking. I just don't want to see the flipping around and the silliness. But that's just my opinion. You know, some people might disagree. It is what it is. Are you using 5 Dimes MMA props? And did you see fights I put on the community? I did see the 5 Dimes that you had mentioned on the website. Yeah, I did scan through it a little bit. I might switch, but not yet. Mitchell Pereira will be a breakup dancer in no time. Boss Kogar says Roberto Hernandez. Jose Loco says Perfect Cameraman is the best song Moss created. Or did you help out with the songs? I helped out with some, but not Perfect Cameraman. That was before. That was in the very, very beginning. Perfect Cameraman. One of the best. Yeah, I agree. It was awesome. He's working on one right now, guys. He's working on I don't know what it is, but he's working on something right now. Nate Diaz Army. I agree. I got the flipper. JBH, you dance better than Adesanya, bro. I know, Viga. I do. Yes, all right, guys, let's move on to the next fight of the evening. Sijara Eubanks versus Karol Rosa. Now, it's not bad. I like Eubanks. I really do. I think she's severely underestimated at times, and I think she's severely overestimated at times. You know, I don't think that MMA fans can really find that happy medium, but I don't hate on a Eubanks fight. I'll put it that way. Let's see. All right, here we go. Sorry, I had to move some stuff over for you guys. Okay. Now, how many of you guys say that Eubanks is overestimated or underestimated? I'd like to know in the chat. Oh, it's canceled? No! Hold on, guys. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. What do I type? Cancel? Oh. Oh, shit. Are you guys fucking with me? I can't find anything on this. Are you guys messing around? Has been canceled because of weight cutting issues for Rosa. What? What? No! A women's bantamweight bout between star Eubanks and Karol Rosa for fight night on Saturday has been canceled because of weight cutting issues for Rosa. Rosa had complications during her weight cut Thursday morning and had to be hospitalized, according to her manager. She was released from the hospital after 4... Oh, my God! What the... What?
Gaylord.
No! No! Oh, my God. So do I even... I don't even have to brief this fight, then. Oh, that fucking sucks, man. I was actually looking forward to this one. Oh, man. Oh, when did this come out? 4:58 p.m.? This came out literally 30 minutes ago. No. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully they reschedule it. It's a pretty... Oh, fuck, man. That was actually going to be... I was actually kind of excited for that fight.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Marker.
Bo Chica wow wow. JBH inadvertently manipulated more money from me. Rosa will still get an imaginary submission in round 1.
You think so? So I had Rosa, but I had her by decision. Oh my God, man, it's not like it was like the best fight on the card, but it was. I was looking forward to it for a women's fight. Oh, that sucks. All right. Well, let me see who you guys had for that fight, and I guess we'll move on to the next one. Imagine being excited for Eubanks. No, listen, and this goes back to what I was saying, Gio. It's not that it was the best fight on the card. It certainly wasn't. But I never get excited for women's fights. I don't like them. I find them extremely boring, and I just can't get hyped. So when there is one that I get a little hyped for, like Eubanks, I could get hyped for. You know, I know that she can gas out and go the distance in a lot of fights, but there's something like weird about her that I kind of like, and I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. I don't have to fucking explain myself. All right. Gaylord. Flatter Deacon says, I had Eubanks with the upset. Vigo Salcom, I want to watch JBH cook, brother. No, that's too bad, brother. Manipulation LOL CIA, says Roberto. Rose says, Drunk Savage, lost by dehydration. She just had to eat one more damn protein bar, didn't she? Oh my God. Jess can buy so much McDonald's with all these donations tonight. You know what's funny? Alex, I was thinking about that when the first donation came in, when Roberto's $12 donation. I was like, oh, that's 2 meals right there for McDonald's. Maybe I'll go convince Moss. But then I was like, nah, we have actual things that we have to invest
Shopping
in.
during a pandemic.
De-rest.
RX posted the Sean O'Malley and Khamzat Chimaev are the future of the UFC. But I say,
saw that.
Bryce Mitchell is. You heard it here first, my fellow holes.
Yeah, I saw that here. Let me show you guys what he's talking about. RX posted on the website. By the way, if you haven't checked out the website, the MMA-Holes.com, Michael posted this. For some reason, Teespring's having an issue, so after the show, we're going to try and recode everything. So just be patient with us for that, and we'll get it back up and running for you guys. RX posted... Oh, by the way, Batman has the Rona, in case you guys didn't know. Moss posted that one. Where did he post it? Where'd you post it, RX? Oh, also, Cody Garvin has the Rona. Here we go. How many of you guys saw this? And what's worse than this, guys? Now, I like Khamzat. I used to like O'Malley, but he fucking pushed me off the cliff. The worst part about this post, RX, is that you put facts. RX. What are we doing, RX? What are we doing? Oh. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to give you too much crap about it, but maybe think about that post next time before you post it. All right, guys. OSP versus Alonzo Menifield. I already covered this fight, actually. I actually did a fight briefing on this fight, not last week, because we didn't do one last week, but the week before we did a fight briefing. So if you want to go back and see that one, or I'm just going to recap what I said there on this one. The last time we saw, and for those of you guys who don't know, OSP versus Menifield was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago on the Munoz card, the Munoz-Edgar card, I believe, and it got canceled. It got scrapped and moved over to this card. So I'm just glad it's still happening. I know a lot of people were looking for this fight 2 weeks ago, so it's exciting that they still tried to make this happen. The last time we saw OSP in the UFC was back in May when he fought Ben Rothwell at heavyweight. Now, it wasn't the best fight for him. He did run away frequently during that fight. He did end up taking a split decision loss during that fight. One thing I like about OSP is his ability to take some pretty heavy damage. I think that's really going to bode well for him in this fight. Menifield came from the Contender Series last year with insane knockout power. So I would not count out Menifield's ability to knock out OSP, but I would also count out Menifield's ability to knock out OSP. I wouldn't get too high on this guy. Even though he has that power, we've seen him unfortunately fall into the trap of laying all of his efforts too soon in the fight and kind of rushing everything. And then he gets bullied by his opponent when he can't, knock them out. I think we might actually see that happen here with OSP. And I've said all of this before. Given that he can take some pretty serious damage from Menifield, I'm leaning towards OSP in this fight. I believe that OSP can avoid getting rushed by Menifield, and when that happens, he's going to wait for Menifield to kind of burn out in that beginning part of the fight, and then it'll turn out well for OSP into round 2 or 3. So I don't think Menifield has that ability to really adjust to OSP's submission game, so I'm going to take it OSP by submission. Yeah, I already briefed this one, but if you want to know again, I just basically recapped exactly what I said 2 weeks ago. So I'm still going OSP by submission. Nothing's changed. Let me know who you guys have in the chat.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Who do we got?
No, Mally is 12-1 RX. This one's for you, drunk savage.
Aw, don't kill the kid. Don't kill the kid. Oh, man. You know what's funny is there would have been a part of me that would have agreed that O'Malley was going to be the future until what happened in his last fight and until the way that he handled it. The fact that the guy could not take his loss and he kept making excuses for himself, I just don't understand it anymore.
Shopping during a pandemic.
Chrome to your dome.
I got the black guy.
You got the black guy. Thanks, Chrome. Chrome has the black guy, for those of you guys who are wondering over here. So I'm sure you could figure out which one Chrome has for the win. All right. Oh, by the way, let me check something over here, guys. Let me check. Look at this beautiful poster, by the way. How many of you guys like the poster? Overeem versus Sakai. It's actually not a bad poster. Let's check something over here. Nope, wrong fight. We're going to OSP versus Menifield. Also, what do you guys look up? When you're looking for a fight, do you look up OSP versus Menifield or do you look up Ovince St. Preux versus Menifield? This is actually an important question. Let me know what you guys look up. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let me just see where these guys. 37 and 32. Man, it's easy to... you can't really argue that he's out of his prime, right? Oof. That is a pretty significant age gap. I don't know. All right, let's see. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat before we move on to the next fight. Ovince St. Preux says, Pulse Reloaded. Let's go. Alistair St. Preux says, Roberto, OSP. Shep, my dude. Shep Dog. OSP is blacker. Sorry, says Justin Jr. JVH, read the chat, please. All right, I got you. Alonzo is first round or bust. If OSP can get past round 1, I think he will. I think he gets it. Also, this is a huge step up in competition. Both guys have bad cardio, but Alonzo's much worse. I agree
Shopping
with you.
during a pandemic.
I'll go into it in a second. Chrome.
I check with the welfare website and go with the broker fighter.
You're so fucked up, Chrome.
Wonderful.
Okay. Justin, I agree. They both, listen, OSP probably has better cardio simply because Alonzo likes to come in and rush his striking in the beginning of the fight. And that's kind of where I was going with the fight briefing is it's just easy to see him go in there and burn out with his striking and then not be able to take the damage from OSP. He can take some damage, but I don't think he's going to be able to take what OSP can throw at him. So I agree. Y'all are good people. Good to be acquainted with you.
Wonderful.
Shepdog, teabag, mission submission or mini submission round 2. OSP can't poop. We'll submit him. I would love a corkscrew, bro. If Alistair wins UFC gold, can we consider him in goat milk? Do you think Alistair's gonna get UFC gold? Here's why I don't think Alistair's gonna get UFC gold. Thank you for bringing that up, Kainoto. Now, this is a pretty big fight, the main event. Alistair Overeem versus Augusto Sakai. I'm just getting out of my head that you said Alistair Overeem is going to get UFC gold. Now, this is a fight with two of the largest heavyweights, which I like a lot. I think it's going to be a pretty significant fight over here. Speaking in terms of title ramifications, Kainoto, it would be a stretch to imagine Overeem getting another crack at UFC gold. But if Sakai can beat him, then he'd probably be within a couple fights of a title shot. I would venture to say. But listen, I think the whole Overeem thing is a bit done for. Now, we could start by saying that Overeem isn't the same Ubereem that we're used to seeing in the past, but his toughness should not be a question in this fight because we've seen him bounce back before. His last fight against Walt Harris is extremely important to keep in mind here for a few different reasons. First, he took a heavy shot from Harris that could have arguably ended the fight, and he completely recovered from it. And then he changed the game and TKO'd Harris in the second round. And that's extremely important to keep in mind because Overeem has gained a little bit of a reputation for having a glass chin lately. And I think it's pretty safe to assume that Overeem's skill is not dead yet. So Overeem has been around for a long time, and even though it's not the same Overeem that we're used to seeing in the past, it's easy to say we all know where he's going to show
Shopping
his
during a pandemic.
Chrome.
You heard it here first. I'm gonna win goat milk. I've been letting random homeless people I see on the streets make my picks. This time I'm gonna let God pick him.
Yeah? You're going to let fate be in charge, Chrome? So we all know where Chrome's going to be on the last page of Goat Milk. Good luck, Chrome. Wishing you the best. You know what would be funny is if he actually does get to the top of the first page. Maybe not first place, but the top of the first page. That'd be some funny shit. All right, good luck, Chrome. I wish you the best. All right. Overeem is also a tremendous striker. A technical striker at that. Both from the clinch and from the range, which is going to benefit him a lot against a slower, more boating type of guy like Sakai. Overeem has also not been taken lightly on the ground, given his wrestling game. It's pretty decent. He's got extremely dangerous GNP, so honestly, I have no reason to doubt Overeem in this fight. Now, how does Sakai match with Overeem? I say it's easy to argue that they match pretty well. Sakai is actually a pretty heavy hitter, but like I said, even though he has that tremendous KO power, he has that ability to strike out at the distance but be slow. Because
Shopping
he's a little
during
bigger
a
than
pandemic.
Kainoto.
Let's just say he wins UFC gold. Can we consider him a goat? I mean Pride, Dream, Glory, K1, Heroes, Dynamite, Bellator. He's won gold everywhere except in the UFC. Yeah? No?
Well, he won't, though. Kainoto, is this really... I mean, okay, let's say theoretically... it's difficult to say theoretically because it's not going to happen. Theoretically, Overeem gets UFC gold, which I cannot possibly see that happening, even if he won this
Shopping
fight.
during a pandemic.
Roberto.
Pulse has the coolest picks page, good music, but his picks are awful. Smiley face.
I actually watch Pulse's picks. What are you talking about? Pulse has good. Pulse has a good picks page. Psh. Pulse, Justin, they're all great. All right, guys, let's talk about the fight. What are we doing here? All right. By the way, Kainoto, theoretically, let's say some fucking weird-ass thing happens and Overeem gets UFC gold. Listen, the guy is definitely a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt in my mind. Yeah, I guess I don't know if I would consider him a GOAT, but yeah, he's a GOAT in a way. Yeah, all right, sure, we'll go with it. All right, guys, let's talk about Sakai for a minute. What I was saying was he's a little bit slower than Overeem because he is a little bit bigger. He likes to swing heavy, but getting out of the way of Reem's striking may be more of a task for him, and that's why I think Overeem is going to try and capitalize on those weaknesses here in this fight. I'm not really sure Sakai has enough in him to classify with the style and power of Overeem. Although Overeem's chin has been made a question in the past, I just feel he's too fast for Sakai. And Overeem is most likely going to play that range anyways and kind of pick Sakai apart for the finish. So I'm even going to go finish. I'm going to go KO TKO for the Reem. Let me know who you guys have in the chat. Don, humor me, says Kainoto. No GOAT, JVH, says Double Champ. GOAT in a way, yes and no. I say no. Let's go. 10 away, 100 likes, says D-Rest. Rocco, he's not touching it. He might see it, but never touch it again. Gary Banjo Sandwich says Pulse picks why he no goat milk winner. Marker Sakai for the KO round 3. Justin was watching Sakai on Dana White's Contender Series earlier today, and some highlights, not impressed. Everything he does, Overeem does better. Sakai has a fat gut, soft to the belly. Overeem clinched knees to the body. TKO round 2. You have the same pick as me, Justin. Whoop whoop. Let's go, Justin. This is how I know. This is how I know, guys.
Wonderful.
That my goat milk this week might be a little better than it was last week because Justin and I on the same page, and that's a sign because Justin is the best pick guy for the MMA-Holes chat. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. All right, guys. Roberto Lopez on paper was a horrible pick. Mary smells like cheese, says Jesse Bro. Sakai jiggly man, but he's still gonna KO Overroyd. He's overripe. Drunk Savage, I go against my knowledge if the pick is a better risk to reward, says Roberto Lopez. I would love to see JBH do a reaction vid of Karl's Jr. What? Justin says, thank you. Sakai will lose, says Gio the Great. She just cursed you, Justin. What? How did I curse him? Oh, stop it, drunk. Justin says, I will say this. I am best guy to never win goat milk. Roberto Lopez says, my goat milk is different than my gambling picks. Interesting. Why do you do that, Roberto? I'm actually curious. Is it like a superstition? Your goat milk is different than your gambling picks, are you just fucking around? That's interesting. Boston probably the last seconds. What's up, Matthew Broadbeck? 5 away from 100 likes. All right, if we get 100, I'm not gonna stay until we get 100 likes, guys. I'm sorry, because I just fight briefed the entire card here, so I don't. Maybe if we get 4 more likes in the next 2 seconds, then we'll do 100 likes. Oh shit! Put your fist in the air for 100 likes.
100 likes. Watching fights. Fist so tight. MMA-Holes.
Pump them likes.
Bomb, bomb. 100 likes. Watching fights. Fist so tight. MMA-Holes.
Pump them likes.
Bomb, bomb. 100 likes. Watching fights. Fist so tight. MMA-Holes. Pump them lights. Bomb, bomb. 100 likes. Watching fights. Fist so tight. MMA-Holes.
Pump them likes.
Bomb, bomb.
Woo!
The dislikes can choke on a carrot.
Wonderful.
Man, that'll give you a nice little workout. All right, guys. Well, we covered UFC Fight Night 176, UFC Vegas 9, Overeem versus Sakai. Let me know in the comment section below after the stream is over who you guys have for your main card picks in case I missed over your comments tonight. Yeah, we're gonna be live tomorrow for Kickoff Friday.
Pandemic.
Detective Chrome.
Justin doesn't know what he's talking about. He gets his information from other people's channels, then comes on here and acts like he knows what he's talking about. I'm on to you, Junior. I'm on to all of you.
Oh, shit. Chrome, that's a very serious accusation. I mean, in fairness, you have to do your research to know what you're talking about, right? You have to look at tapology. You have to look at previous fights and highlight reels, and you have to look at footage of previous fighters. You have to do your research, right? And if his research is to go over to other YouTube channels and figure out what they're saying about a fighter, that's research. He's not taking their opinions, right? He's just, he's doing his research. All right, guys. We'll be live tomorrow for Fuka Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you're there and watch JBH get the belt back, baby! Let's get that fucking belt!
Wonderful, wonderful.
We're also going to be live this weekend on Saturday night for Overeem versus Sakai. And I believe the card starts at... Let me just double check over here. The card starts at... Why isn't this loading? What's going on? Well, I'd be able to tell you if Overeem versus Sakai wanted to load, but unfortunately it doesn't. I think it's like 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So like, or usually it's like 5, 6, 7, 8. So, okay. 8 p.m. Eastern Time is the main card, so I'm assuming 5 or 6 Eastern Time is going to be the preliminaries. Oh, 6 Eastern Time, so 3 for us. So 6 p.m. Eastern Time, thank you, Marker, is going to be the preliminaries. So we will be live then on Saturday night for the UFC Fight Night card. Yeah? All right, guys, I'm going to go see if I can convince Moss to give me some
Shopping
McDonald's.
during a pandemic.
All right. Detective Chrome.
I'm putting cases on all you motherfuckers. King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Up. Oh, God, that's Detective Chrome for you guys. All right, guys, I really appreciate your guys' generosity tonight. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your nights, and I'm going to go see how Moss is doing on that song he's creating for you guys. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Fuka Friday, and as always, don't be an a-hole, be an MMA-hole.